Welcome to Real Estate Investing Open Kimono by Home365. I'm Daniel Shaked. I'm your host, and here we are discussing the real estate's biggest traps, challenges with brutal honesty, no fluff, just raw truth to make you win. And today, I'm super pumped. This is going to be a completely different chapter. I'm joined today by Sivan Blasenheim, who is a seasoned PropTech executive with over 20 years of experience spanning venture capital, few startup foundings, and real estate technology innovation. He's currently serving as the managing partner of Reach Israel at Second Century Ventures. This is a NAR venture capital, National Association of Realtor, which is one of the world's most active real estate technology venture funds right now. His background is super unique. He combines deep expertise in fintech payments alongside with implementations in PropTech, including PropTech investing. He has founded successfully a few companies. He successfully exited a GlobiPay and founded Kira, formerly known as Rentigo. We talked about life. We talked about what it means to be a successful entrepreneur. We talked about what it takes in order to invest in properties or invest in PropTech companies. We talked about the future of PropTech. Super exciting episode. Don't miss it. Let's dive in. Sivan, so great for having you here. I'm so excited to have this conversation. You know, what's interesting about this conversation is that very rarely I have the opportunity to talk to people who are also investors, but have an amazing background being founders, entrepreneurs themselves. And this is a great perspective. So thank you so much for being here.
And it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. We're friends for a long time, and totally, it's always fun to speak with somebody that like did the same track as and the same background, have the same background. So we both know what we are been in the past and what we are going through. So it's also my pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
Amazing, of course. So look, let's maybe go back a couple years, maybe many years back. Tell me about this specific moment in your life when you just wake up suddenly with a strike of a lightning and there is this revelation saying, I want to be an entrepreneur. I have like an idea for something that the world hasn't seen yet and I want to build it. Like, do you remember this moment?
I don't think it sounds like in a Hollywood movie,
Exactly.
that
No, I
like,
mean, yeah, of course.
but actually the reality is not for many of the entrepreneurs. It doesn't work like this. You didn't wake up in the morning after light was striking you in the middle of the night, and
The
the
flash.
light was flash is here. No, it
The
doesn't
world
work like
needs
this.
you. The
Yeah,
world, yeah.
exactly. It doesn't work like this. I think one of the things that like I always thought about it. What is the difference between us like as entrepreneurs to other? I think most of it is the ecosystem and the culture around it. Not from the ones who say there's a difference between us to other. Just the Israeli ecosystem is pushing you to be. It's a small country with not a lot of resources and not big firms. So the ecosystem are pushing you all the time, thinking innovation. What are you going to change? How can I do an exit and everything?
How
And
can I find a shortcut?
exactly.
Yeah,
Even in the lines.
exactly, everywhere.
I think it was a long process, and I think after I was CEO of a few companies back then, and I found out a gap in the market, which I saw an opportunity to solve. And they say, okay, it's a great opportunity to solve it. It can be a huge company, it can be a nice exit. Why not to go there? And I had enough for working for other people. Let's do it for ourselves. So one led to the others, and I started to investigate it. By the way, the first company was the FinTech company in the payments area.
What was the name of the
Um,
company?
it was called back then. It's called GlobiPay.
GlobiPay.
Yeah, it was like I have a unique expertise, which is the online payments, all the payments industry, credit card, checks, all this
Oh,
stuff
we
around
need to
it.
talk about it. Huge pain in property
Yeah,
management
yeah,
space.
yeah.
Huge pain.
And this industry is still kind of a truopole, monopole. It's like a very concentrated industry, which there's a lack of solutions, specifically in the rent payments area, which you are well familiar. We just spoke about it.
Yep, yep.
And back then, I just understood there's a huge lack of acquirers. And the ones that all work in the industry take huge numbers, which is okay, but they're doing huge margins. But there's lots of place to
improve.
to improve it, to shrink these gaps, and to work towards the tenant. And I find a way to back then in Israel you couldn't get the license because it was a triple by the country and it was the government that would control it. Only these days they're trying to break up this thing. And I found a way to get a license from Visa and MasterCard in the US. And I built a payment company, which was in the beginning, it was a general company. And then the second company I built was more towards the rent payments, which we elaborate later. But this area is still huge margin. Like you see Stripe, Square, which doing amazing work, but they're taking crazy numbers. And
still those solutions are not really geared towards the real need of managing real estate at scale. They are more kind of retail oriented, like if you want to buy merchandise, exactly, online.
Payments, exactly.
But to specifically tailor that to the rent collections, rent payments, trust account management, reconciliations, I didn't come across a good solution yet. So maybe next time.
It's an old system. It's an old system, an old ecosystem that still needs to change. And we're working on this.
Perfect.
I think, but the good thing that came after the first company, my first company was there, of course, as we spoke about it, is the FinTech company. But once I was exposed to the rent payments, it's a nice story. That can we speak about it a little bit. We spoke about it in the beginning, is that from the payment solution, I was exposed to the PropTech industry, the innovation, which we both love this industry. And the innovation in the real estate is a fascinating ecosystem, area, industry, which we really love. And there's only in the beginning. And there's a fascinating startups who changing this ecosystem. And we're speaking about the real estate innovation. There's so many verticals. We're starting from the construction tech to the architectura, property management, asset management, energy, finance,
PropTech is a huge.
It's a huge industry.
Lots of verticals.
And the interesting thing, it's still stuck in the 60s. Most of the construction side, property are still stuck in the 60s. There's no digitalization here. And think about it, how many industries, huge industry, didn't go through digitization? You look on the cyber, you look in the FinTech, you look in other areas. All of them went through huge
everything switched medium from real world, from offline by nature to digital space. Right. and the PropTech is still somewhere there.
I think this is the opportunity. This is the fascinating thing because it's going to through so many innovations, so many amazing ideas. We saw few like in the last 3 weeks we met so many new startups that were fascinated by the new ideas that they're changing. And I have a funny thing that I remember from the past that what was the first innovation, innovative solution one of the big companies here came to me and asked for?
No.
Online signature. And think about it, like DocuSign, thing like this.
No, I have to tell you a funny story about this one.
It was one of the big real estate.
Unbelievable. So we are, as a part of our company, we're automating every possible process in property management, and part of it is to have the tenants sign leases, right? I mean, obvious stuff. And we integrate with DocuSign. They introduce some kind of a vertical in their solution for property management or for PropTech. And we integrate here in our R&D labs in Tel Aviv. And basically, whenever a tenant wants to sign an agreement, the system triggers the agreements to the tenant and to us, and everyone signs. And eventually, and here is the conservative side of the PropTech world, we got a violation by one of the real estate divisions in one of the states that says contracts can be only triggered by licensed people within the state boundaries in United States. We were triggering that from Israel, basically. Who cares? I mean, it's a cloud solution, right? And the name of the person that triggers those contracts was Dvir, our CTO, who integrated everything, and left the name there. It was a violation. You see, I mean, that's from my perspective, this is like one of the challenges we have in this industry. It's so traditional by nature, it's so heavily regulated by nature. When you introduce innovation into something like that, there is this friction line sometimes that slows you down. You know, we know regulation is eating basically the fintech world, the crypto world. A lot of founders and companies were debanked because of regulations. How do you, being now an investor, is that a challenge when you are introducing innovation into like this traditional world? Do you
It's a
find it?
very good question. I think from one side, it's more complex. There's no direct answer or clear answer about it. Because from one end, all of us as investors are looking for the big ocean where
Right.
there's a gap and there's
Right.
opportunity. And old market, it's an opportunity because in the long run, it won't stay old. It will have to shift, specifically if you look on the real estate. Interests are changing. They need to be more efficient. They need to lower costs because the interest is going up. And there's a shortage in the labor work, and
Yep.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera around this place. So you cannot avoid. Also, technology making everything more efficient. You are, for example, you can shortcut the time that you build. You can shortcut the time that you plan construction site, for example. This is worth lots of money. So you cannot avoid technology. But if we look from the other end about the old markets, and when I'm looking as investors,
Yep.
is the time to market or the willingness of the clients to implement the technology. And one of the things that we see, this is in all the industry, their willingness to adopt technology is very low. They're actually afraid from technology. From there, you're going to construction site. I mean, specifically using the construction site because
Sure.
it's very clear there in this
Yeah.
area. But it's people who are working all day. Why they need technology? Everything is working.
It's
you
like
know, working
manual,
finance.
labor
Yeah,
intensive.
exactly, and they need to adapt technology, and they are pushing it back. So it takes time. They won't be able to push it for a long time, but it still takes time. And in investment area, time is money. Companies are burning money, and penetration is very difficult. So it's definitely
but
something that we take into consideration. When I was entrepreneur in the beginning, the first thing that I was heard in my second company was in the PropTech. So it was like 12 years ago. I was between the first entrepreneurs there in this real estate technology of PropTech. I was being kicked out of the VCs. Everyone was saying, it will never change. It's an old industry. And now in the last years, we understand, and everyone is trying to go there because this is a huge market. So we still hear this in a lot of places that it won't change, it won't happen in our construction sites, it won't happen in our buildings. But then after they understand what's going on and the efficiency, you do see the change and the movement towards technology.
But as an investor, I'm less concerned of the market and adaptation of the market of the solutions. I'm more kind of concerned of the regulation. Have you come across any regulation that slow down the innovation that you need to lobby to change? I'll give you an example. There's a law that you have to have a physical property management office in every state that you operate. A physical office. Now we operate remotely. Like in the world of Zoom, I meet every tenant and every owner through a Zoom, recorded meeting, transcribed, posted on both portals. I don't need a physical office. I still need a physical office with hours when I'm ready to have walk-ins come into our office. And that was another friction point with those people. And there are a lot of examples I can think about how, another one, which is ridiculous. You have to be a licensed real estate agent to open a door to show a property or to conduct a move-out inspection when tenant moves out of the house to see what damages there are. There are states that require a licensed person, licensed realtor, to do that simple task. It goes, again, a lot of automation, innovations. Another example, which is completely ridiculous, in order to tell someone how much rent you are going to ask for a property you manage, you have to be licensed. How does that can happen, with AI bots
providing you pricing online, talking to an AI agent, asking the questions with data available everywhere about the comps and what the price can be. It's illegal in many states. So we need a lot of help to turn
Yeah.
around
So we are
lobbying.
as a VC or people who dealing with the investment. We are not looking on this as why there is the law. This is
Yeah.
an issue. It exists.
Yep.
This is the game, and so we're trying to play by the game. So what we're asking ourselves is, okay, if in this state there's a rule, how the technology or the company can work with these rules. It is what it is, the rules. We can't change the rules. And some of the rules was made because there was reason for that. So we are not looking or judging the rules. It is what it is, and we're trying to play by the rules. What is very important for us that, first of all, the companies that we are working know very well the rules, very well. Second of all, that they know to work with areas or states there is rules and states there are not rules.
Right.
And in the long run, the rule will be changed. Better for them because they will know, like the example that you gave. Then in the future they will be able to go online or to do something else.
But you are involved.
Currently,
But you're involved also. I mean, your backers. You are an arm of NAR,
yeah,
National Association of Realtors, for
Yeah.
example. And when you see some outdated legislation, like some of the examples I've mentioned, do you guys do any type of lobbying change or something? There's a lot of effort that startups might need, and they don't have the resources to maybe bypass the regulations or to be smarter than the regulations, because eventually when they're big enough, they will, like Uber met the regulators one day, Airbnb met the regulators one day, payment companies, when they're big enough, they meet the regulators one day. There should be some kind of a tech lobby to advance the outdated rules, in my opinion. So I was just curious if there's anything like that happening.
so luckily
Yeah.
we got the chance to work only on the innovation side of NAR.
Okay.
So like Second Century Ventures and Reach, and specifically Reach Israel, which I'm
Yep.
and my partner, the managing partners, we're luckily working and focusing on the innovation. I can tell you that there are very, very smart people managing NAR. They are doing amazing work.
Sure.
And they were realizing many years ago that the industry is going into technology. So they started as an Second Century Venture.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Started as innovation arm of NAR to find technologies that can help the realtors. And by the way, two of their amazing exits was DocuSign that we mentioned, and Notarize.
Yep.
Amazing exits. And they understood that all the realtor, for example, have to have digitized signature, or online signature. And this innovation arm later in the road became one of the leading VCs in the real estate technology, which called Second Century Ventures. And Second Century Venture has 6 branches. One of them is the Israeli branches. They have branches in Australia, UK, Canada.
Which one is the
Latin
most active?
America.
Which one is the
All
most
of them
active?
are amazing. All of them
okay.
are amazing. They recognize, for example, what we are managing. Although we are working globally, each one of us is responsible for a different branch. Israel is a major innovation core, so this is the reason they choose to be here, because a lot of technology is coming out of here. And I think we are, Second Century until today, invested in more than 300 startups in technology in different rounds.
Usually which stages?
We are usually invested from seed plus and on. We love the area of A rounds. But we are not so putting the ticket of A or seed. We usually take in startups that already started to sale, or after
to generate revenues.
We generate smaller revenues after good pilots that you can scale up. And a few years ago, Second Century Venture developed one of the leading scale-up program, which called Reach. Each area have its own Reach Israel, Reach UK, Reach Australia, Reach USA. And this program meant to help the startup. We're choosing every year 8 companies that we invest in. And then we take him in a very extensive
8
programs.
companies.
Yeah, 8 companies.
You are like the most active fund, I think.
I think it's one of the most active
Wow.
funds. Yeah,
Nice.
and I think we won. Well, not think. It's like we won last year one of the first scale-up programs.
Beautiful.
And really pushing and leading the ecosystem globally.
Beautiful.
And we are touching all the verticals, and we have amazing technology. I can show you some of the amazing technology that we were investing in all over the world, companies that are really, really changing. And I think by this is exactly showing you how NAR, Second Century Ventures, do push forward, regardless of the old industries, regarding of the rules. But, we're not touching the rules. We are working with the technology, changing the ecosystem.
Cool. No, definitely we need to find the right ways to introduce changes. It should be slowly.
Look on you as entrepreneur back then. Yeah, like in your company, 365. There's rules. You can't change the rules. So you need to work with them. So you will do everything that you will continue to generate revenues, and to work with every area. In every country, you put your specific solution. It's more tough, but it's not generic solution that you copy paste from each states, but it's still...
Sure.
There's a need for it.
Okay, let's take it forward. What's the most, I would say, challenge that you now see for PropTech space? I mean, of course, there are different verticals, but is that like valuations? Is that, what's the challenge? The high interest rates? Like
in the real estate or the innovation?
On the innovation side.
Okay. So in the innovation side, I usually divide it per verticals because each verticals have different characters. But I think the main thing it's like all the time the funding.
The funding.
You see that like was a little bit backwards in the funding in the last 2-3 years. The economics was a little bit. There was a lot of fluctuation in the economics.
And you still did 8 investments.
Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it was crazy. Everyone was like, the valuation was crazy. And I think in the last 3 years, I think it was really, really went back, settled down. You don't see any more lots of investment. You see that the companies that are the VC that invest are,
very picky,
choose them after lots of due diligence. There's not a lot of money that going to the early seed, the pre-seed. It's very tough to the young companies to raise money. More the VC are more mature and looking for product that already started to sales. They want a lot of proof. They want design partners. They want complete products. Of course, I'm not related to the cyber. Cyber is an anomaly.
Of course.
You're saying the numbers that people on raising on ideation, it's different. It doesn't work here. But you do see companies with great ideas that are struggling to raise in the ideation. And it's more risky to VCs. So you definitely see...
Ideation is pre-revenue.
Yeah. That it's pre-product.
Pre-product.
Or even in the middle of...
It's post-slides.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But you see amazing. We see amazing ideas. But, unfortunately, nobody... We can't invest in this area. It's still too risky for us.
Yeah, for sure. It's this angel stage.
Yeah. So angels, more conservative now. There's lack of funding.
The beautiful days of PropTech of 2021, 2022 are kind of a little bit...
I think it's all the
tech industry.
Yeah, all the tech industry, but it's slowly getting back. We do see... In the last few months, we do see rounds that are closed. Some of our companies,
for PropTech,
portfolio companies, close nice term sheets.
Good valuations.
Yeah, nice valuation. It's reasonable the valuation.
We like don't what would be a reasonable valuation? What would be
usually around the finger number is usually 20-30% per round. You need to dilute it.
Yeah, dilution.
So this makes sense. As time is becoming more strong with more ARR, then you can push it towards the 20, but mainly you see around 25-30% dilutions. I'm not speaking the valuation is accordingly the multiples, but this is the numbers that we see, and the industry is looking for real ARR, MRR numbers, in order to raise money. You cannot come and ask for big numbers if you don't support it with the numbers. And usually we see that like if you want to ask for few millions around, you need to have at least MRR of 50 to 100 Ks per, so
Like a
big numbers,
million error.
yeah, something like this. MRR, so like, yeah.
A million
Yeah,
per
yeah.
error. Yep. Okay. Interesting.
We do see lots of new startups in the last few months. There's a nice new vibe that you see. A lot of new startups are coming into the industry, trying to change. It's kind of
Globally or in Israel?
We see lots in Israel, but we do see some globally. And we like it, it's saying that the industry is starting to get back to
Mature.
itself. All the tech industry is coming back to itself. There's like 3 years that were tough. I think 3 years, 4 years that was tough with economics and the change. But you do see things are getting back to itself. It will take a little bit more time, but it will get back.
What technologies do you think are overhyped now in our space?
Everyone coming with AI.
AI. Everyone is AI. AI.
Everyone.
Everything is AI. Do we need so much AI in construction tech, prop tech?
I don't have a clear question about it.
No, of course. I'm just
about it.
stupid question, but yeah.
It's do change the world. It's a huge revolution,
Of course.
the AI.
Of course.
And it's changing the way the efficient of startups, that change everything. And we really like to see AI, and we do see, you see a lot of innovation in some interesting verticals. Let's take, for example, the construction tech.
Okay.
Construction tech.
Yep.
Construction tech, it's an amazing area, amazing ideas, still stuck in the 60s, and only now you see the innovation. So we do see a lot of AI inspection technologies that are getting into the market today.
Give me an example of an
So
exciting
amazing,
startup.
exciting. Yeah. It's so exciting. Like, for example, we see it from the beginning, from the planning of the project. So, for example, we have one company called RKI that coming into the architect area, that design the models and changing all the way the models are doing. If you're going out to architect and they're using their old platforms and taking them lots of time to design you the models and they play with this and everything manual, this company is coming and putting everything into digital platform that you can put how many elevators, how many space per the rent you want to put.
So design stage of the building.
So, and you can play it, and with changing some parameters, you're immediately playing with the models that you're getting. You don't need to wait every time for changing a model. This is one thing.
Beautiful.
Then after the translation of the model, then you go into the translation that you need to build accordingly the project. So the numbers that everyone, all the real estate or the developers speaking about it, is that usually between 5 to 30% of each project are being loose on mistakes. So we do see now new technologies that using the AI to scan and inspect the developer plans to see if they miss something in the plans, if there's something not accurate. For example, you forget to put the sewer pipe.
And now you need
Then if you find it out after you already pour the concrete
Too
and everything
late.
built,
Too late.
you need to break
Yep.
the wall and build it again. So this see their technologies. Then the next stage, for example, we have a company called Atom that
Atom.
Atom, like they put cameras on the cranes that all the time inspect on the construction site and all the time compare what's going on in the construction site to the plans. So if something is not
Straight enough or not in the right
you
location.
missed, they even can
Amazing.
measure the concrete and the iron that you're putting into the construction site. If you're putting the right numbers, if you're putting the right size,
Beautiful.
the right inches of the
Beautiful.
so you see this, and then there's we have a company that's booming. It's called Smart Site. They're doing all the data around the construction site. They're giving the developer all the time data about the elevator, data about what's going on in the site, and they're causing the site to be very, very efficient. And they are already expanding like crazy. So you see for example, the AI, how it affects all the side of the inspections.
For sure. We're lucky though that most of the PropTech is powering something real in the offline world, right? So there is so much AI can disrupt. AI can be great in terms of tools that companies can have, but eventually we have real people working in a real world and need real solutions.
Yep.
Okay, so it's not just the cyberspace. Sure. So if I'm a founder today I have a beautiful idea and I'm looking to raise money, what would be the advice or two that you as an investor would give me, as the most active investor actually, right now in the PropTech space?
Yeah.
What would be that?
We're between the
Yeah.
5-6 biggest VCs in this area
Beautiful.
globally.
Yeah.
I think the first thing is to come prepared, learn the market, learn the solution. And one of the things that we do see, and we try to get over it with our program Reach, is that we see a gap between the technology to real estate professionals. And we really like entrepreneurs who came from we call it from the bottom, they came from the working side, but it's not a must. But there's a big gap in the technology. The technology people don't understand what's going on the construction side,
Yep.
yeah. And
So you prefer like the real operator that...
We prefer everyone, because if you're an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur. You have this DNA. But you need to come prepared. You need to go and learn and speak and meet with the people, understand really for the bit and bytes of what's going on in the construction, for example, in the construction side, in the building that you manage. Think about you, how anything you learn along the way, how you are today and what you're begun with. So come prepared and then learn the market, learn the numbers, learn the solutions, and be focused on what we call 80-20. You don't have to have a complete or fully operative solution that cover all the scenarios. Come with something that really answer a solution. We like, one of the things that you are probably heard from many times, when you're a VC, you meet a lot of solutions looking for problems. If you're coming with a solution that solves real problem and you're not looking for the problems, then your odds to succeed are much better.
What is this signal that you are basically looking at a person to say, hey, I want to fund this person, this guy?
So I think
or
before
girl?
the solution, it's a great question, because I think it's a spark in the eyes, the spark and the energy that you understand that is going to go through a marathon, and you have the energy to go there and bring something in personality.
Is willing to go on this grinder.
Yeah, it's a long journey. And I remember a lot of my friends asked me how was it to be entrepreneur. And I told them it's not the economical next step, that you are in the beginning, like all the entrepreneurs, you won't earn the same like in working in firm. And I'm always telling them, listen, this is the mentality strength, because the roller coaster that you are going through as an entrepreneur, you have money, you don't have money, how we close the months, we don't close the months, what I should do with my employees, so many nights without sleepings, the mental strength that you need and the understanding of that you are going to a marathon. It's not going to stop in 6 months. All the time, like in the coming years, you're going to run from, and I'm not speaking about this anomaly of 2-3 amazing entrepreneurs from the first day, eat it, and the sparkle touch them, the light. But 99% of the entrepreneurs, you need to work hard. You need to work many hours. You will get so many no's.
But how do you know they are willing to go through this thing? Because they have no idea what it takes. I didn't have this idea. You didn't have this idea when you started.
But if I'm asking you back,
yeah,
why you go there? Why you stay there? I think it's part of your DNA.
It is part, because
we're
your
crazy personality.
Enough. Yeah.
How many nights without sleeping did you had? Still today?
How many nights did we sleep well?
Yeah.
Quite the opposite. Yeah, I understand.
If I'm asking you, what was the I'm throwing on you, because it's the same answer from all the entrepreneurs.
But I'm thinking from the VC hat, how do you spot someone who is willing to sacrifice basically his prime time, his life prime time, all of his basically existence towards this solution? It's very hard because, it sounds romantic. Yeah, I'm a founder of a startup. I have a company, blah, blah. It's everything but romantic.
I think one of the...
How do you spot this personality?
It's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
But you see it, you sense it. You see, I told you the spark in the eyes when you're speaking to him. I think one of the things that we did in Reach and we did in Second Century Ventures, that a few years ago we decided to go on this scale-up program that's called Reach, where we take the 8 companies, and before the huge investment that we're putting into it, we're starting with a small investment, and then we're running with the companies for 6 months.
You get to know them.
So we really live with them on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. Every week we work with them personally. We are not taking a position. We only there. We're getting them. For us, it's a 6 month. It's going much over the 6 months, but there are 6 months intensive that we work with them. We intentionally call it scale up. We're running away from the definition exactly. From the gibush. It's 1 day, but here it's a 6 month.
Yep.
But you live with them. You see with them. You see how they work, and it's give you a sense of the team. I think it's very, very important that team that you see and everything, and then only after these 6 months, for us it's amazing due diligence, and for them they're one of our portfolio company and getting all the benefits, and it's a great. And we see a lot of A companies, even A and B companies coming to this because the scale up is really help them. We're there to help them, and so for us it's a great opportunity to learn the team. And how many times what you see is not what you met in the end, the solution that we thought about. There's so many changes along the way. And we are lucky to say that most of our companies are, are growing, expanding, bringing great numbers.
I really think that being an investor those days is a very hard job. How do you spot the right companies, the right trends, the right technologies? How you predict everything?
I think
it's hard.
I think one thing that I think it's very important for your audience and also to people who listen to us. I think if you can shortcut the way and use help, for example, like in Reach, we're really saving the entrepreneur, the companies, at least 1 to 2 years, because we shortcut the time to market. We have all the networking. We're using an AR. We're using our own networks. We're using the workers there. So it saved them time to market. It saved them money. It saved them energy. And it's worth the equity that they're paying. It's worth to work with us. Do you see entrepreneurs or, managers who saying, I can do it by myself and everything? Of course you can do it. Everyone can do it. But if you can shortcut the
time
way,
and cost.
it's worth for you the cost of this small equity. It's worth for you. Choose smart partners, because in the end of the day, you need to succeed. So you see, I remember when I was young entrepreneur, I was asked this, should I pay this small XYZ equity or not?
For this advisor, for that advisor.
And look on yourself, today, if you had somebody that cut you the part of the time, it's worth money at the end of the day.
The amount of mistakes you make during the, of course, smart people can create a lot of shortcuts.
And bring smart people. We are not the first one to say, bring smart people around you.
It's all about the people.
Yeah.
It's all about the people. And you know what? I've noticed one thing. Sometimes you are chasing as a young startup after shiny brand names. Oh, this is X Amazon. This is X PayPal. This is X this. It has to be cultural fit to the stage of the startup. Not every corporate shiny name will be a good fit for the stage of the company.
I agree.
And we've done those mistakes.
I agree.
Because you think that investors want to see shiny names, right? So let's hire someone from Zillow. But that's multi-billion-dollar company. Zero fit to startup culture.
By the way, this is a great place for your audience,
Yeah.
It's an open door for all the people who used to work many years as realtors or work in this space. The technology place is calling them because they know the best how to work. They are the best salespeople. They are the best product designers. They work there. They know where is the pains. So don't afraid to technology. The startups and technology companies are looking for people like you. You've been so many years a realtor. You've been a homeowner or property manager or thing. Start to look on the technology, because technology need people like you. Because in the end of the day, you work on the small thing, the bit and the bytes of your clients, what they need. And this is so important for the product design, so important in order how to be efficient. And I think it's open a new workplace for many, many people. So still today, in their old ways,
beautiful,
old traditional places. So it's amazing places to do it.
I can tell you that, part of our go-to-market strategy is basically acquire the books of business of traditional property managers. And with that, when we go to a company that operates, call it in Phoenix, and we acquire 500 management contracts, we sometimes acquire the employees of that company. So they come from being traditional property managers, traditional realtors, into a tech, fast-paced company with dashboards, KPIs, different language, okay? Different verbiage. We talk differently, we think differently, we measure everything. It's a data company. And we saw a lot of, challenges blending the traditional world, especially from the very slow-paced companies, into a very fast tech company, which releases sprints every 3 weeks, new features, and not all the time those features work as needed because we need to ship fast, right? And that's like a big challenge. It's a cultural thing as well. So yeah, definitely they have, and I support what you're saying, a lot of knowledge and tribal knowledge in their space, but also working from a different DNA company, there's a shift. So it's always complicated, but for sure, it's a huge opportunity for them.
I think
and
this
for
is
us.
one of the main challenges.
We are now hiring. We are looking for a killer property manager, the old way property manager, call it, okay? To build the efficiencies and the mindset into our technology and processes. So that's a good support for your example. Great. You're also running a partner of Bricks Innovation Platform, right? And that's basically where you connect big players with startups.
Yeah, I think it's like we are more blended Bricks into our activity with Rich today.
Oh, okay.
Because we started as Bricks, and one of the things that like...
Oh, you started as Bricks and then...
Yeah, and then we blended to Rich, is because of today we are actually leading the efforts in our region here.
Mm-hmm.
There's unfortunately no other players who are leading this ecosystem, the real estate technology ecosystem. And one of the things is that like we learned very fast in the beginning when we started in Bricks, it was in the COVID time, that exactly this gap, the market is going through change. There's these technology companies and technologies people who are coming, and from the other end you have the real estate groups, and they don't know each other. The real estate group don't understand technology, and the technology guys doesn't understand the day-to-day work, the bit and bytes of the industry.
So give me an example, 1 second.
So we take, for example, we build Bricks in order to be innovation center. So all the big real estate players can come there and expose to technology. And now what we're doing in Rich... Do
they support the program? They actually pay to be part of it?
So today I'm calling it Rich today.
Yeah.
So what we're doing with Rich today is actually we're working with most of the local and a lot of the global players, and they're coming to us as an innovation place. There's a few angles to this. First of all, they're coming to us and sharing with us their problems.
Their needs.
Where they need to change, where they need technologies. And we have a huge database and we know a lot of technologies. So we're helping them and bringing them technology. Sometimes one of the things that we are, shaping our minds how to do it is to create a startup studio.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, because we see so many problems and issues that still that doesn't.
So there is a problem,
solutions.
but there is no team.
Exactly.
Let's build a team and match them with the problem.
So
there's in the cyber
teammate.
Yeah, they're doing it.
So teammates are amazing. VC, they're doing amazing things.
Right.
Some of them are friends. So we're trying to learn from them, and I think it will exist. We still didn't crack the model here, but we do think that there's lots of problems here that are looking for a solution. So this is one thing that's happening when you're working. Second thing all these real estate groups, the big one, even the public one, they are coming and working on with us very, very closely because they want to be more efficient. The tenants bring us technology that can save us time, can save us money. In the end of the day, all of them are financial organization. Then they look on the bottom line. So if you can save them money, you can save time, it's worth them a lot of money.
Are they also investing in the rounds?
Yes.
Like CVCs?
Yes, we used to see it. It's a little bit stopped on in the last 3 years crisis, but now we see them again starting to invest back in the companies. They understand that interesting technologies that can be huge companies are growing under their hands. and they help them. They are design partners. They're helping them grow. So they say, why not to be as part of this success? Because we help them to grow.
And do you bring them to like pitch days?
Exactly.
And they're
We're
like
doing
judges
round
and all?
tables. Yeah, we're doing it's more professional. We're doing it's round tables. We're bringing everyone. Like one of the things that really we see, actually the public companies and the big companies, the owner themselves, they want to be part of the innovation. They're coming to be mentors. They're coming to be advisory board. They want to feel and live. This giving them a kick to on top of their daily works to be part of the innovation.
Something sexy, something
Yeah,
new,
they want to
something
be
challenging.
with it.
Yep.
And also
Perfect.
we're doing a lot of events. Like we're doing very exclusive events. For example, we had 3 weeks ago and PropTech and wine cocktails with all the 30, 40 biggest CEOs and all of the biggest companies around here. It was like fun evening, 2 hours of winery with Edmund, the Rothschild Bank, that gave us his winery and was part of the sponsor of the
hell of a
events.
winery. Okay.
Yeah, amazing
Cool.
winery.
Yep.
All of them were drinking wine, speaking industry. There's a lot of networking and mingling, and also a little bit innovation. So there we was hearing about the innovation. We worked with companies to share about what they are doing, of the innovation. Everyone was so happy. We are getting requests all the time to do this more often. We usually do this once in a quarter, and a lot of even international and global companies,
Want
big
to
US
come.
companies coming, their local branch are joining. So we do see the need from their side, and you know all the companies want to be part of the innovation.
Of course. It's beautiful. And do they have like more skin in the game? Like they are paying to be part of this program? I mean, the venture.
Some of them want to invest.
Not in companies. As a part of this program. I'm asking because I was in Silicon Valley. I've seen those models quite a bit. That big corporates want to be on the edge, want to sense what type of technologies they have. So they were actually buying offices and paying for the offices in big hubs. And we're providing, they had the pitch days and all that type of access to startups, but they were paying for it. And this is where they had skin in the game.
So we do see big players who want to come. We're different model to work with them. We do see more and more big corporates or even real estate groups who want to be part of the innovation. We do see requests to join our VC, our fund.
Okay.
Some of them coming to us, listen, let's build another VC. Let's do more things. They want to join or to co-invest with us because there's huge opportunity. And we are, these days, we're working on, very flexible models. With some of the players, we're coming and telling them, listen, don't invest, just promise us that we will take 3-4 companies as design partners. Support them with design partners because it's also a little bit costing them money. So, it's amazing value add to the companies that we're investing in. For sure. So we do see in all of the verticals, of course, the sexy one is construction, but same in the property management, same in the energy for the building, same in the FinTech area of the company, on the real estate, all the verticals in the infrastructure that we see. We see a lot of technologies and we want them to support them.
Looking forward, if I'm, let's say, a big development company in construction tech, and I'm looking forward, and what type of technology should I be like aware of? What's the future trends in this thing? What should
Property manager or construction?
No, the construction tech specifically. If I'm like a developer building now.
So I'm again saying, when we're speaking about the industry, we touching all the verticals.
You mentioned the inspections, you mentioned the planning side.
The verticals are meaning the construction, architecture, property management, realtors, fintechs. We see a lot of innovation in all of them.
Safety,
construction. Exactly. So construction tech is very sexy. It's more sexy because it's tangible. It's like things that you see and everything. So, but I think the main challenge is inspections to lower the mistakes and everything. And we do starting to see lots of interesting technology. Safety. It's a big issue.
Yeah, people are still falling off of
One
those
of our companies
buildings.
Really develop a solution that I hopefully will save people there. They have an interesting technology there.
What do they do?
They have earnest that like with sensors that once the
Someone passes the sensor.
yeah, or if you didn't put your you didn't lock your earnest into the safety rope, then it's starting to beep or giving you alerts and to the construction manager, so and etc. So technology around it. If somebody wants to learn about, speak with me. I will share with them.
Okay.
But this is another area that we do see a need for solutions. Another solution that you can take, still the property management that you are dealing with. It's still old. It still have like old systems. So we do see technology that coming, but still are not
Mature enough.
so mature enough in the regulatory area. There's so a lot of, and the AI, for example, is getting in, and we spoke. You asked me about AI.
Yeah.
So we do see AI changing a little bit the work of realtors, because all of them have offices, and they have like the agents, and they have the calls, and they have to manage the meetings.
We will
and they
need to
have
license the
everything,
AI agent,
the
though.
leads and everything. So exactly.
Yeah.
So AI agent really helping them to be more efficient, to convert more leads.
Do you
to
see a
manage
way
the
where
leads.
AI agent will replace a realtor in negotiating price?
It's a great question.
in
You're throwing us to another way. Can
Yeah.
you buy an apartment without going to see the apartments?
Yes. If I have all the information, great videos of this. I bought a house as an investor in Pittsburgh. I haven't been there ever. Okay? I had I had the videos of the house. I had all the performance, all the pieces and bits and bytes, all the inspections. And yeah.
But would you buy your first home only by
The
virtual
house I
tour?
live in?
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know what? If we go back to Amazon times when they started to launch stuff, nobody could imagine that we would
Exactly.
buy shoes or clothes.
I
you
was
know?
thinking about it when you spoke about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, we are now buying cars.
But the difference is that
I
when
bought
you're buying the
cars.
shirts,
Yeah.
the risk is less than putting, $100,000 to $1 million per apartment.
And still, people are not buying even $30 shirt without trying it and without feeling the material. So what Amazon did, they basically turned your home into a fitting room. Order 15 shirts and return 14. Not a big deal. Easy. So they solved it the other way. Okay, but I think going forward, the iBuying process of buying homes. So there are companies who were trying to do that.
There's
not
a lot
yet
of virtual
successful.
tours,
Exactly.
virtual design that you can play with it. You know what it will affect?
Where?
It will make the purchase process more efficient, because
Yeah.
before you go to look on apartment,
Yeah.
you'll first look through the virtual tour. You will see the design.
Exactly.
So you'll be able to lower the amount of apartments that you see.
Even on the Google Maps. Even on the Google Maps, right now you can cruise through the neighborhood
Exactly.
and save the time of going to see something, just to see some electricity pole in front of your house or some cemetery behind of your home.
And by the way, we
Yeah.
didn't spoke about where there's a huge trend towards it. Still, there's a lack of solution, but the experience of living in an area, everyone now going towards the shifting of getting the community extra
Right.
value.
Okay.
You don't just want to live in a house. You want to see what is the community include. And a lot of property managers, for example, now, in order to increase the occupancy, to increase their brand name, adding
Offer
a lot
community
of
sense.
exactly offer
A
community
kibbutz.
activities, like
Yeah.
and it's changing the industry, because now everyone it's becoming a standards. So if you feel like you live in a single family houses, so they give you I don't know,
The
like,
neighborhood, the metrics, and whatever.
exactly, like courses and community boards
Beautiful.
and making your life. And if you lives in a building, there's a lot of activities around it.
So if you could bet like on one thing which you think will be the most important aspect or the best kind of trend in the PropTech space 5 years forward. I know it's very hard. It might be a question you can answer. But like what would be that type of a vertical? Like what the world needs now the most?
It's a very tough question.
Yeah, I know. I don't have an answer. It's like you're the VC. I'm asking.
I don't have any answer to that,
Yeah.
because I see so many
Different solutions.
For example,
Yeah.
we saw last week, a few guys, older guys came to us, for example, with a solution for the concrete trucks.
Okay.
So there's this like I don't remember the names, the professional names, but they have this like
The
on
mixer,
the back of the mixer,
Yeah.
So one of they came with a solution. They are in the ideation. So
Yeah.
I don't want to speak about it, but one of the
Yeah.
big issues is that like the mixers, the concrete is getting dry.
Yeah, so you
it's starting
constantly need to mix
fill.
it.
No, but like after you pour it along the way, there's like
A build-up is
it's built up and there's like remains
right.
that start to stack the mixer.
Okay.
And along the way, the capacity of the mixer
It's shrinking.
is shrinking, and then you need to do lots of
Cleaning.
cleaning.
Huh.
So they took some very interesting solution and today we know how to do it. Somebody getting into, manually with an hammer. And,
No way.
And half of them dead. Unfortunately, there's a law against doing this, and the industry, for example, looking for solution. So
Should be some coating, I think.
I can't say anything.
Okay.
But they have amazing technology. I hope they will, they
Amazing.
will succeed and do it. But there's so many verticals that you can see that they need a change. And I'm thinking like in the construction, we see more technology in the construction, managing everything, the inspection that we spoke. Property manager, I think that we'll see consolidation and a one-stop shop that give you everything around it, from community to all your life around your house or apartment or building, that they give you one-stop with one app that give you everything. You will see more in the realtors, more efficient, one solution that will give you everything, that will manage and make your life easier. You can see virtual tours, you can see leads. One of the another issues that we definitely will see, but it's a little bit take time, is energy around the buildings. There's a huge lack of energy, and the building are looking out to be more effective with energy. I'll give an example that like for a problem that many owners coming to us and asking for solutions. One of the things there's like the amount of the energy that building consumes or getting from the grid is fixed.
Yep.
Now with the electric cars, each building need to support like
Right.
hundreds of the parking lots need to
Right.
support hundreds. So first of all, you need to build a lot of
Charging stations.
charging station, exactly. Second of all, you need to bring the energy. Charging station costs you a lot of money.
And then not wasted.
And then not wasted. And then you need to supply them with like energy, because the grid can't support this like big jump of electricity.
Fluctuations.
Exactly.
So you know what you need to do? You need to mine Bitcoin during
Maybe.
the off hours and make money to the house, to the buildings.
So we see,
Yep.
we do a little bit start to see technology that like there was one robot that driving between the cars automatically and
Do you see
charging
like
them.
robots that will be doing the painting and putting tiles?
Yeah,
and
we
it's
do.
like
we
instead
starting
of
to see
construction work,
technologies.
like-
Yeah, we
like
do see.
Tesla robots or similar?
Yeah, we do see
You see
robots
that?
that will do this. In construction, it will
How
take
far
time.
are we? How far close are we where the construction workers
Far
are
away.
gonna be robots?
No. It's far away.
Far away, right?
We didn't see robots that replace people. We did see, we have one company is with robots that we invested in, we're really excited about them.
Mm-hmm.
They have a robot to clean the garbage chutes.
Okay.
Huge issue with all the building. It's always smelly, it's always stuck, there's blocks and everything.
Nobody wants to do it.
And nobody, and you have
Yeah.
you have to always, you clean it with the like, a water pump, and you throw the soap and that's it. So this rope really going down and cleaning the chutes and, solving all the problems. And they are only in the beginnings and they're like expanding like crazy. So you will see robots. I think it's still early. A lot of constructors looking for virtual, not virtual, like printers, 3D printers that might be able to print
homes.
some. Yeah, but it's very difficult. We see some ideas, but nobody was everything was too early. It wasn't very
Is it still
efficient.
too early? Because I'm hearing a lot
Yeah.
about 3D printing of homes and all that. Is
Everyone's
it like
speaking. It's,
more demonstration of technology at this
Yeah.
stage rather
the,
than?
the challenges in this area is huge.
Huge.
Think about how you bring a printer that will climb with the buildings. Even if you will, print the walls. There's a conversation about printing the wall on the construction site.
Right.
Which is other challenges. So there's so many challenges in this area. It's too early. We saw somebody with like manual, like
Arms.
yeah, that like shooting the paint or the ceramic materials.
Look, I think that it's so exciting. You know, we are trying, like me being a PropTech entrepreneur and yourself as an investor and formerly, trying to bridge this gap between the offline and physical, physical and digital. This is a completely different level of challenge than building a SaaS software that optimizes clicks, does reports or whatever. This is like bringing, it's called physical to digital. I mean, I don't know. It's so exciting, so exciting. So if I want to...
I can give you another example to jump to your mind that we really like. For example, I think today the inspection of bridges, huge bridges and dams and roads. So we have one company that coming and took the drones. Yeah, exactly. They're coming and
inspects everything.
And inspect everything and like they take photos all the time, 3D photos of the bridge, and their software can analyze small cracks in the bridge. Think about today, people are going with ropes and looking manually, looking by eye, and this drone is running and doing 3D. They're already doing some bridges in the US. They're doing dams, all this. They're like inspecting it. They have a specific car with sensor that driving over the roads, the huge roads.
And measures probably
and giving all the problems around the road. Think about it for governments, for municipalities that using this technology. It's saving them. The benefit for the citizen in the end of the day. That you are, they're fixing the road. The technology is saving times. It's telling you everything. So this is like technology they're getting in. And
we need technology that destroys tunnels.
No.
Okay, I think we have like a minute or two left. Sivan, it's amazing. I can talk to you like forever. I feel like we haven't started yet.
Yeah.
But there's so much to ask. If I'm an entrepreneur and I want to reach out to you, what's the best way to find you?
Send me an email if you can post my email later.
Yes,
and,
I will.
Approach me through LinkedIn, approach me to all the social networks, and just approach me, send me an emails, tell me you're an entrepreneur.
If I will send you a cold email, will you look at my pitch deck?
Yeah, definitely. But be efficient,
Yep.
There's not spam and everything because you're bombarded with spam.
Of course.
All of us like,
course.
so say, I heard you here and here, we'll be glad to share opinions, or to share with you my ideas. We love this. We are just pushing the industry and supporting all the entrepreneurs, supporting even real estate players who are looking for technology or want to brainstorm about technology that might help them, or just to see technologies. Don't hesitate. Approach us. We love this.
That's amazing. Perfect. Look, thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed this this session very much. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And, I'm excited about the future of PropTech. There is so much to do, so much to innovate around it. And we're just starting, I believe.
I totally agree. Thank you for hosting me. It was
course.
always a pleasure. We're sitting and speaking about it, and we can keep going this
Talk forever.
Yeah.
Sababa.